Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Saturday morning, it's No Guts, No Story, and I am Barb Pitcock. Drop in the comments where you're coming in from and how long have you been following along here. I do this every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Central, and if you don't know, you're in for a treat because we rip the band-aid off. We really talk about real life things that you're going through, that everyone around us is going through, and a lot of people don't want to talk about. And today is going to be no different. Today I want to talk to you about something that I believe is the number one reason why most people don't succeed. I don't think that you need another motivational speech. I don't think that you need to hire another coach, read another book, take another product, look for another opportunity. I want you to dig deep down and ask yourself, what is the thing that I need to identify in my life that I need to escape from? And I'm going to tell you this because I did it myself. What are the patterns that are literally sabotaging your success? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I've realized something over the last few weeks. Me too. I didn't need another coach. I didn't need another podcast. I didn't need to take more products. I mean, products are important. They literally change my brain, my energy, my sleep, everything. Books are important because I learn and I grow and they stir me up. This week I read one called Wealth by Accident. My mom gave it to me, actually, about a man who had a horrible accident, was paralyzed. Then his wife left him because of it, for the guy that was taking care of him. And literally, this guy put the dots all together and created massive wealth for him and his new family. And I will tell you guys something. You have to identify what is the number one thing that is sabotaging your success and the patterns that you keep repeating, because your future isn't built by good intentions. You know, they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and I believe that because a lot of times we don't intend to fail. We just end up failing. We don't intend to hurt someone's feelings or let them down. We don't intend to say we're going to do something and then not hit it. But here's the thing, your future, what you get in the future is not going to be because what's got you where you're at right now. You're going to have to level up. It's built by your patterns. Identify the patterns that you keep recreating in your life, because your future is not going to be built by your intentions. It's going to be built by your patterns, by your habits. And the big truth is, you don't get what you want in life. I know this because I've known what I've wanted for so long. But when things don't change, you have to look at the pattern. If your team hasn't changed, if your bank account hasn't changed, if your marriage hasn't changed, your relationships with your kids haven't changed, look at the pattern. If your business isn't changing, your results should be the evidence to show you what are your habits. And success leaves clues. It always does. Success leaves clues, and we can learn from people who have what we want, what we need to do. I did hire a coach. I did read the book. I did take the products. I did do a deep dive. I did self-examine. But I want to tell you the number one thing that helped me to realize I am co-creating everything around me every single day. This is going to sting a little bit. Different company, you get the same result. Different marriage, you feel the same way. Switch banks, you got the same problem. Different year, you're having the same challenges. Why? At some point, you've got to look deep within and say, the common denominator here is me. What do I need to do to change the result? And I'll tell you guys, I was in 3 different opportunities, and every time I ended up in relationships with people who were incredibly toxic. 3 different times I tried. What is the common denominator here? It's me. I'm allowing things to happen in my life because of my patterns. You say, oh, but I've been abused. You allowed it. You're choosing what you're not changing. You say, oh, but it's not fair. My husband did this or that. You're choosing what you're not changing. Even your kids, your relationships, your fitness, your health. Look at your health and say, if I keep getting the same result, what could I do? What could I do to change? And it's not the I'll start Monday pattern. I'll start when the kids go back to school. I'll start after the next convention. No, successful people don't wait for the perfect time to do it. They do it when it's hard. Successful people don't wait to be motivated. They do it when they don't feel like doing it. Successful people create momentum because they know nobody's coming to rescue them. They've got to do it themselves. And action cures the fear. Action will cure your fear. When you're comfortable, it's not the other way around. Your fear will be better once everything starts growing. No. When you're comfortable and you're in a sabotaging pattern, it's like the frog getting cooked in the water he doesn't know is boiling. All of a sudden, the frog is cooked. He didn't even see it coming and it's too late. Some of you get comfortable. You don't want to ruffle any feathers. You don't want to upset your boss. You don't want to hurt the feelings of the person who keeps creating toxic within your family. You don't want to call them on it. I've done this. I'm going to tell you guys. My family will tell you I've done this. I do not tolerate gossip. I do not tolerate bullying. And anytime there's someone in our family who has done it, I say, okay, guys, is this really true? Because we don't do that here. And you know, we've had some people leave our family because we don't do that here. And that's okay. Same way in my business. Every single week when we have a mastermind on Wednesday nights, we talk about building people up, not tearing them down. Does it cost me some people? Maybe. But I would rather have those people go suck the life out of a different company than have them in my company and I build an empire and then it root rots from the bottom because there's not a good foundation. Your family's the same way. Your foundation in your finances is the same way. Your foundation in your faith is the same way. Your foundation in your business is the same way. You can't be casual about these things. Casual about these things causes casualties. And I might strike a nerve here, but I'm going to help you something. Comfort is never going to create growth. Regret is the most horrible feeling you will ever have. To look back and say, if I'd have only syndrome, if I'd have only done this sooner, if I'd have only seen the signs, if I'd have only started over, if I'd have only created the business I dreamed of, if I'd have only written the book or wrote the song or asked the person out on a date, whatever it is, it's the pain of discipline or it's the pain of regret. Regret will last so much longer than the discomfort. Be uncomfortable. I also want you to think about this pattern. I'm so busy. I'm going to get to it, but I'm so busy. Busy has become this thing that is like a flex for people. Like, I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy. I want you to ask yourself, did you being busy move you towards your dreams and goals today? Because sometimes you got to slow down to speed up. Are you really that busy that you can't put first things first? Or are you coping with the fact that if you're not busy, you can't handle the way you feel? Because I've been guilty of this. I have had that pattern. Not anymore, but I've had to set some boundaries to say, in order for things to get better, I have to get better. I can't just be going 100 miles an hour with my hair on fire, not tending to the most important things. And I will tell you, one of the things that taught me that was regret. When you have to live with regret, you will self-examine. Never go to bed mad. Never not send a text that says, I hope you had a good day. I love you. Never be too proud to apologize and say, listen, maybe I am mad. Maybe I think I'm right and you think you're right, but life's too short to not say, I'm sorry. Be the bigger person and apologize. Because I'll tell you something, holding a grudge doesn't hurt anyone but you. Half the time, those people don't even know that you're holding a grudge. You're just over here being mad, doing the silent treatment. Nobody's going to win when you're mad. That is a low vibrational emotion. So don't just be busy and don't hold a grudge. Two patterns that you've got to stop doing. The quitting pattern. Man, this was me when I was a little girl. Go out for volleyball and quit. Go out for softball and quit. Go out for dance and quit. No, I didn't quit dance, but every other thing. And I want to tell you guys something. Every time you start and stop, you have to start something else. And then it gets hard, and then you stop again. And then you start something else. They're the ones who simply refuse to quit that win. So it's better to never start than to start and quit, right? Because the more times you say you're going to do something and then you don't follow through, the less likely you believe you're going to do it. Brian Tracy said, to know you have the potential and to not be doing it is like someone has their thumbs on your jugular, cutting off your oxygen supply. To know you have potential and give up, it lowers your self-esteem. It lowers your self-confidence. Is this a pattern that you have? Okay, I'm going quick here. We've covered like 3 or 4. Number 1, the I'll start Monday pattern. Procrastination. It's killing you. Number 2, the comfort zone pattern. I just don't know if I want to do it. Get uncomfortable. Number 3, the busy pattern. I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. It doesn't help you. You've got to find a focus. Number 4, the quitting pattern. Remember, the people who don't quit are much more likely to win. Then there's the victim pattern. You're either going to be the victim or you're going to be the victor. Wearing the badge of I'm the victim. The company did me wrong. The economy is so bad. My boss, the timing, the spouse, my childhood. Oh my God, my childhood. Oh my gosh, this dumb, stupid boyfriend that, my kid liked, or girlfriend, or, you can have a million different things. Your past, your childhood, your kids, their spouses, your mother-in-law, your brother-in-law, ownership is where freedom really begins. And trust me, I have all good brother-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law. That is not my life, right? I love them all. So don't think I'm talking about anyone here. But some of you do blame everyone except you. Your past might explain your past, but it doesn't have to define you. Ownership starts the freedom. I'm going to own this. It's on me. It's my story. It's my past. But I'm not a victim of abuse. I'm not a victim of suicide in our family. I'm not a victim of grief. I'm not a victim of abuse. I'm not a victim of, I had a single mom and we grew up on the wrong side of the tracks and she didn't have any money. I'm not a victim of any of that. I'm a victor today because that built me. You're not a victim. You're a victor today because your past created your capacity. It gave you the stickability. It gave you the faith. It gave you the vision. It gave you the strength. Maybe you did have deadbeat dad or deadbeat mom or bad spouse, but here's what it gave you. It gave you independence. It gave you being a visionary. It gave you the tenacity. It gave you the perseverance. It gave you the very story you need to win. So have ownership of that. And here's number 6, comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 200. People say, but Barb's lucky. She's just lucky. Oh my gosh, you guys, luck had nothing to do with it. If you knew what I've been through even in the last 30 days, you'd be in the fetal position. My capacity to persevere, my capacity to see and begin with the end in mind, even when it hurts, even when it's painful, even when it's hard, even when I'm tired, even when it looks like I've been working so hard for 2.5 years, I still see the 10x result, right? I know I'm on the brink of a massive breakthrough, massive momentum happening right now. And I want to tell you guys something. Comparison would steal my joy. Other companies that are bigger, other companies that have more sales, other families that their children are healed, other families that their mom and dad have been married and just had their 60th anniversary. That's not my story. That's not my story. Do I wish it was? Sometimes. But here's what I know. I am the person that I am today, not because there wasn't a broken home, not because there wasn't pain, not because there wasn't adversity, not because there wasn't a bankruptcy or suicides or addiction or all the dysfunction, We could call it dysfunction junction at our family reunions. We really could. But comparison would steal my joy. I didn't grow up with the Brady Bunch. It was nothing like that. But today, I am the woman that I am because I had to find a way. I had to look for the good. I had to spin it and do the thinking cure where you have a hang up, you find the good, you learn the lesson, and you move on. Dave and I have been through a lot of things that I wouldn't wish on anyone. But do you know what? We have so much compassion for other people because of what we've been through. I'm going to run my race. You run your race, right? Comparison steals, it's the thief of joy. And it also takes away your momentum. Just when you're getting your groove on, you look over to the left and someone's going faster and someone's team is bigger and someone made more money and they got there quicker. Sometimes there were people that flew past Dave and I. They were intergalactic ranks. The next year, we were still persevering. They were gone. Their whole team crumbled. Rome wasn't built in a day. Your chapter 2 cannot be compared to my chapter 20. That will only sabotage your success. The inconsistency pattern, this is number 7. This one is the silent killer. Work hard Monday to Wednesday, take a break Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Nothing till Tuesday, try it again next week. Oh, school's starting. I'll do it next month. Motivation's gonna come and go every single day. But I'm gonna tell you something. Patterns stay. Consistency. Success isn't built by intensity for a couple days. It's built by consistency, doing the best you can every single day and showing up. Whether you're going to the gym, whether you're trying to, have a great marriage, whether you're trying to save money, buy your first house, hit a rank in your business, whatever it is, I'm going to tell you the patterns that you have are the reason why you are successful or you're failing, or maybe you're a little bit successful but you're struggling. Here's something I'm going to tell you. Do yourself a favor and take an audit of your life. I'm getting ready to do a massive training on this at a Breakfast with Barb next month, actually the end of this month. And it's going to be amazing. So I'm not going to do it here today. But I am giving you some homework, and I mentioned this last week. Rate yourself on a level of 1 to 10 in all of these areas. Your faith. How strong is your faith on a scale of 1 to 10? Your health. How healthy are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Where is your marriage at and your relationships on a scale of 1 to 10? Where is your family as far as your children and your grandchildren and your siblings coming together? I really worked hard on that this month. Well, in July. I spent a lot of time on family. Where are your finances? Are they mediocre or are you crushing it? Are you sucking behind what? Just be honest with yourself. Why? What are your spending habits? What are your patterns in your finances? If you want to know where your priorities are, look where all your money goes. Look where all your time goes. Some of you just need better discipline and look at what your priorities really are, because you might think that your priorities are security and family and faith and serving, but then when you look at your checkbook and you look at your planner, everything's flip-flopped. And then you're not in alignment, so you're not happy. You need to look within and say, what is going to make me happy? Your business, your career, your family, your health. Look at your business and your career. Where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10? Are you crushing it at a 10? Or are you questioning yourself? Like, what are you even doing? Be honest. You don't have to be honest with the whole world. Be honest with yourself. What about personal growth? Do you read? Do you listen? Do you journal? Are you on a journey of personal growth? Because you're either growing or you're dying. You don't coast up a hill. You got to work on this stuff. And then the last category where I really had to have a wake-up call, fun and joy. I love what I do in my career. And I was all work and no play. Been that way the last couple of years. I love what I do. We're building an empire. The company is exploding. We're creating momentum. I've been saying this every day, for 2.5 years, but I didn't do a lot of things that were just fun for me. So I did this life audit myself, and I was honest on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, I do have fun every day in the business, but when you ask me, like, what's fun? Fun is a family trip. Fun is front row seats at my favorite concert. Fun is spending time with people that I love, and adventure, taking a risk, like, I don't know, going on a roller coaster, or meeting someone new backstage. Like, I don't know. I am an adventure girl. I am a blue personality, and I love to have fun. But I'm so committed to my company and my team. I'm so committed to the employees and the vision of where we're going, our nonprofit Invisible Angels. Like, I'm so all in with my career that I wasn't taking a lot of time to just have fun. I didn't water ski one time all summer. I posted a video yesterday. It was last summer's video. Like, why do I not have a ski boat out? I could do and be anywhere I wanted with anybody I wanted every day. But you know what I'm choosing? I'm focused on my work, my career, my company. So when I did this life audit, successful people who are where I want to be, they've got that 10, 20, $30 million company. They don't burn out. They have balance. And I did a self-examination, and I needed to have some fun. I needed to go on a date. I didn't have time. It was the last day of the month. It was midnight. My son booked me a trip, bought the pit tickets, grabbed my granddaughter whose birthday is this month, and we flew to the last Morgan Wallen show of the entire tour. Was it easy? No, I was dead tired by the time I got there. Took a red eye. Was it convenient? No, we were ending the month, crushing another month in business. Was it close? No, I had to drive through the winding roads of Arkansas in the dark, which I will never do again. Scariest night of my life. To get to the hotel at midnight, to close out the month, to wake up at 4, to get to the airport at 6. But you know what? It was fun. And I had so much joy in my heart watching my little granddaughter go to her very first concert, listening to her sing every word to Ella Langley, and seeing her face when Morgan Wallen came out and she was 5 feet from him and he was pointing to her, singing her favorite song, listening to his story about sobriety, listening to Ella Langley talk about her faith. It was amazing to be so close that his spit was landing on the people right around us, and maybe all their sweat too. It was hot. Like, it was crazy in that pit. But I want to tell you guys something. It was fun. And I would do it again. I got bruises all over my body. My feet hurt. My back hurt. My shoulders hurt from Lola being on me or Chance the entire 6 hours. Then we walked 2 miles to get to the Uber line. And our phones were dead. And it was 2 a.m. and we got back to the hotel and we looked at each other and we said, that was so friggin' fun. It was so fun. She's never going to forget it. I'm never going to forget it. And I can't wait to do it again. What would be something on your bucket list that if you knew you could do it, blood, sweat, and tears, you would accomplish it? Do you know, in my goal planner, my 90-day goal, I wrote down a lot of things. I don't know if you guys know, but I wrote a planner. I ghost wrote it. It doesn't even have my name on it, but it's genius. It helps you to write down 50 things you want to accomplish in this lifetime. And it helps you to look at them every day and to say, how could I do this? Because when it goes from your head to your heart to the pen to the pad, it's in motion. It's like from your lips to God's ears. Like when you move, God moves, right? I made a decision. I had to ask myself, what patterns do I have? And do you want to know why I never went and had fun? I felt guilty if I did. I would have fear that if I went and had fun, something bad would happen. If I took my foot off the gas, it would go backwards. I would feel guilty. I had fear and guilt as my self-sabotaging patterns. And that pattern created a score. What happened to me? No. What have I repeatedly done? Awareness without action changes nothing. Look at yourself and say, what do I keep repeating? Feeling guilty, feeling afraid, feeling scared. What are the patterns that you learned that are good? Because patterns are not always bad. Some patterns are good, and the ones that aren't good can be changed. One decision repeated every single day. Do you know what? Eventually that becomes your identity. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. And I have incredible systems in business. I have incredible systems in finances. I have incredible systems in my faith. I have incredible systems in my health. I have incredible systems in my family. But I want to tell you guys something. This week, last month, the last 4 weeks, looking at my patterns, I made a shift that I wouldn't feel guilty if I took a break and I had some fun. I made a shift that I wouldn't be afraid that if I took myself out of the spotlight, took myself off the Zoom on a Saturday morning, took myself out of the training on a Wednesday night, that system would keep going without me. And you know what? It did. And not only did it keep going without me, it was actually stronger because other people said, if I do what she does, I can have what she has and I can have fun. Building people's dreams is one thing, but showing them a life that they can create that could actually be a perpetual residual where they don't have to work all the time, where they could take a break. Interrupting one pattern. If you procrastinate, stop procrastinating. Do it immediately. If you complain, speak gratitude over everything in your life instead. If you avoid difficult decisions and you don't like controversy, hit one head on. See how you feel. The first time I did that, oh my gosh, I was afraid. But I felt better to stick up for someone in my family and say, don't gossip about them. We don't do that here, than to just go to sleep and be perplexed about someone that was talking crap on someone else in my family. If you scroll mindlessly at night, stop scrolling and read a good book. If you sleep in, wake up a little bit earlier. Tiny interruptions and patterns create massive transformations in your life. Your life will not change until your patterns change. And I'm going to help you with this in the month of August. You don't need a miracle. You need to make a decision. You don't need an opportunity. You have everything around you that you need. You need the guts to take the opportunity. Without any guts, you're never going to have a story. You got to take a risk. Faith without risk is a contradiction. And the people with the greatest success stories are the ones who had the hardest lives. They didn't have it easy. They got up. They finally became honest enough to confront the pattern. And they said, I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of getting high. I'm tired of being drunk. I'm tired of being abused. I'm tired of being, not appreciated in my job. I'm tired of being not loved. Whatever it is that you're tired of, you must not be sick and tired enough, right? Zig Ziglar tells a story about a dog that was laying on a porch, and every day he walked by, this dog would be whining and whining and whining. And one day, Zig said, why is that dog always whining? And the neighbor guy said, I think he's laying on a nail. And Zig said, why would he lay on a nail? And the neighbor guy said, I don't think it hurts bad enough. That's some of you. You keep complaining, but you're not willing to make a change. And the change depends on you changing, interrupting the pattern, changing the habit. And if the story you're praying for is not happening, ask yourself, what patterns are you willing to change? Here's the one question I'm going to ask you as we end. If you don't change, if you follow your current patterns for another 5 years, are you going to be proud of where you're at? Where is that going to lead you? Because this is going to create, and don't hate me for this, this is going to create a reflection that you need to have to say, if I look at my marriage and I work this hard for the next 5 years and I don't stop and I don't have fun and I don't make memories and I don't keep the main thing, pay attention to the people that I love, would I regret that? I absolutely would. So here's the thing. Am I going to have great success in my career? Absolutely. Am I going to have strong relationships? Absolutely. Am I going to have fun? If I'm going to have fun, I got to interrupt the pattern of being a workaholic and schedule in the fun. If I'm going to write the book, it's not going to write itself. I'm going to have to write a page a day for 300 days, right? Little tiny shifts in your patterns can create massive success. So let's end with that one question. If I followed my current pattern for the next 5 years, would I be proud of where that would lead me? And if the answer is no, make a change. Make a change that will reflect the life that you want to live. And if you don't know how to examine the self-sabotaging patterns that you have, drop in the comment, and I will send you exactly what I did. Drop in the comment, audit. And if you say audit, I will send you the course that we are doing to help shift where we're at to where we want to be. Absolutely free. I'm not charging for any of this. But I'm going to tell you this. You better be ready. Because when you have to look at your own self as the reason for where you are, it's pretty humbling. When you have to look at your own patterns for the reason you feel the way you feel, it's hard to swallow. When you have to look at your own patterns and that's a reflection of your finances or your family or your marriage or your career, nobody wants to take the blame for that. It's easier to blame it on everyone else, but I will tell you something. The sooner you take responsibility, the sooner you're going to succeed. And I cannot wait to help you do this life audit. From now until the end of the month, we are going to work through this, but your homework this week, ask yourself, if you follow the current patterns for the next 5 years, are you going to like where you're at? And if the answer is no, drop in the comment the word audit. And I'm going to send you an invitation to do the work over the next couple of weeks and end the month with a plan that will help you create so much happiness, so much joy, better health, better finances, better marriage, better relationship with your kids, stronger faith, and a whole lot more fun and joy. And those are incredibly high vibrations, and that's where you want to be. So my name is Barb Pitcock. Every Saturday morning, No Guts, No Story. Thank you for joining today and listening. And if you got something out of this today, please drop in the comments and let me know, what was your one takeaway? What's the one thing that was like, boom, it just hit you, just like that? And if you really enjoyed it, hit that share button so that we can have this ripple effect and other people might just come across this live stream and it would have a positive impact on their life like it did yours. If you're thinking of someone, just put the @ sign and tag them and they will see it. And that could be one message that could create a shift, that could change a habit, that could do a new pattern that would create massive momentum and success in their life. And that's what I'm here for. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. I can't wait to see you next Saturday on No Guts, No Story.